Adagiorum Maxime Vulgarium Thesaurus, Episode 11. As we continue this series, we're going to look at poem number 17, which is entitled Virtutis Amor. So these are taken from the Brevissima of Laura Gibbs, which are adapted from the Adagiorum. This one, number 17 in her selection, is from Urbano Appendini, 1777 to 1834, the title of which is De Educatione Distica, which means couplets, distica, that have to do with education. And here is number 17, Virtutis Amor, the love of virtue. This is written in elegiac couplet. That's the name given to this meter, the first line of which is a hexameter. So this is the epic meter of Virgil and Ovid and Lucan and so forth. And the second line in the elegiac couplet is often called a pentameter, which is fine, or a double hemi-epes. That's a more specific technical name for it, a double hemi-epes. So it sounds like this. Quid agis, fac illudagas, virtutis amore. And we would scan like this. Quid a, so there is a dactyl. Gis, fac, there's a spondy. Illuda, there's a dactyl. Gas, wir, there's a spondy. Tu, tissa, there's a dactyl. Mordre, and the last one is anceps. Then the second line is this, hoc semper teneas, et bene semper ages. So hoc sem, per tene, we have spondy, then dactyl, then as, which is our half foot, then a strong caesura, diaresis, et bene semper ages, like so. So 2.5 feet with a strong break, then another 2.5 feet. That's how the rhythm goes. I'll read the whole thing again. Quid agis, fac illudagas, virtutis amore. Hoc semper teneas, et bene semper ages. And it means this, whatever you do, make sure that you do that thing from a love of virtue. Should you always cling to this, you will always act properly. So as we begin the first line, we start out with a relative clause here, quid agis. Quid is going to be neuter, singular, and accusative as the object of agis, and agis is second singular, present indicative active from the third conjugation verb agere. It means to act. Whatever you do, then we get fac, which is the main verb. Fac is second singular. It's present, imperative, and active from the third conjugation io verb, facio, facere. Its imperative in the singular is irregular. So fac agas, this is common. You have the imperative fac plus a subjunctive. This is a way of giving a command. So see to it that, or make sure that you do that thing, illud. Here is our object of agas, and it's in the neuter singular and accusative. Whatever you do, make sure you do that thing, illud. Virtutis amore. Amore, masculine, singular, ablative. Now, this could be an ablative of instrument or potentially an ablative of manner. We could take it either way. Do it by means of a love of virtue, with virtutis being in the feminine singular and genitive, or do it in that manner, in a loving virtue sort of way. Then the second line, should you always cling to this, so teneas, second singular, present subjunctive and active. So this is going to be an independent subjunctive. It's not a subordinated subjunctive. And it's taking hoc as its object. Another neuter singular and accusative. Then, of course, we have the adverb semper. Should you always stick to this, you will also act properly, et bene ages, at all times, semper. So ages then is the verb here in the second part of the sentence. It is second singular, and because this is a third conjugation verb, we know it is future, indicative, and active. So this is an independent subjunctive coordinated with ages. We might take, which is an indicative, and it's independent, we might take teneas in a concessive sense. Provided that you always cling to this, that is acting with virtue, you will always act quite well, bene ages. Notice then the correspondence here between agis and ages, and also agas. So here we have agis in the subordinate, we have agas dependent on fac, and then here we have ages as the main verb of the second line. So there's a definite correspondence that Appendini has developed here. This is what it means to act from a love of virtue. Provided you do everything with a love of virtue, you will do everything well. Bene semper ages, at all times, semper.
Thank you so much for watching this free video. I hope that you learned a lot about the classical languages and advanced your knowledge and enjoyment. You can help us keep going with this instruction if you like this video and subscribe to the channel. We've had hundreds of thousands of views in the last 9 years, and we would really like to grow our number of subscribers. If you hit the little bell, you will be notified every time we release a brand new free instructional video. You can also check out one of my Latin or Greek courses at LatinPerDiem.com or mossmethod.com. Check the links if you'd like to study Latin and Greek with me directly. So keep learning, and vale tote omnes.